is Saturday, May the 6th, which means it's day 57 on the Appalachian Trail. What a beautiful morning. Oh my goodness. It's awesome. The night was perfect. No wind. Stayed at the Knott Mall shelter here in Virginia. Just two other guys, Frozen Belt and Hucklebuck, were here. They stayed in the shelter. I was in my hammock, just over there behind the shelter. Great day. Got a big day coming up, possibly. 5-mile climb, kind of right off the bat. Have to ford a stream in about 3 miles that has a bridge washed out. There's warnings up and down the trail on that. It could be anywhere from ankle to knee deep. And if it's higher than that, they said, turn back or wait till it goes down. It should be fine today. So that'll be a new experience for fording a stream. We'll have more of those coming up in Maine, I guess, as well. So this will be good training. The day is gorgeous. I went probably about 13 miles. I didn't even stop to check and see. It was about 13 miles yesterday, I suppose. The weather is supposed to be pretty decent, according to Hucklebuck, for the next 6, 7, 8 days. So let's hope that's true. I've got enough food to get me to Pearisburg, Virginia, so we'll just kind of keep marching on with that. Otherwise, we'll check back in, continuing to see some new wildflowers. I saw some new ones yesterday. Recorded some birds this morning that were singing. Well, I hadn't heard that one, I guess. At least I don't recall it, but it was a beautiful bird. Woke us all up this morning, and this is probably one of the earlier days that I'm getting away. It's just a little after 9 or after 8 o'clock, about 20 after. Yeah, it's 20 after 8 right now, and so time to get moving. We'll check in later. Stay green and keep growing. It's Patriarch pushing on. So I've got some easy trail. I'm going to try and answer the next question from my coaching colleagues, which was, what is it that you absolutely love about your experience that surprised you? I was thinking about that this morning. 2 or 3 or maybe 4 things that come to mind. First of all, the fascination that I have with wildflowers, taking pictures of wildflowers and just looking for new ones that I've never seen before, and eagerly anticipating seeing the first rhododendron blossom, which I saw yesterday for the first time. Well, I may have seen sort of a partial one before, but full bloom yesterday. It was just stunning, absolutely wonderful. And maybe it's just because I pay more attention. I think that's probably a part of it as well. I'm paying attention to things not just in the panoramic perspective, but in the macroscopic perspective as well. Spend a lot of time looking down at the trail just to make sure that you're not going to trip and fall. And in the meantime, off to the sides, your peripheral view, or even sometimes direct view, you'll see these cool wildflowers. Like there's some golden Alexander right there. And learning how to identify them, remember them, I love it. It's great. I had no idea that I'd be so fascinated with the wildflowers along the trail. Similarly, songbirds. The sound of songbirds that I've never heard before, or perhaps just never paid enough attention to before. Love that. Early in the morning, laying in the hammock, about 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, songbirds start singing, wake you up, and it's just lovely. I haven't heard any woodpeckers for a while, which is okay. They're not really a songbird, I suppose. They are a songbird. They're the percussion bird, I suppose, of the forest. But anyway, so wildflowers and songbirds. Another thing that I really love, and it surprised me, is the quick feeling of camaraderie, or the development of camaraderie among hikers that you didn't know previously, total strangers. And within almost minutes, hours for sure, or days, absolutely, you develop a camaraderie with these other backpackers who are traveling, because you run across them sort of again and again. You're not really hiking with them, but you run into them at shelters or at hostels or in town, and it's just, it's great. I love that, the camaraderie. There was a sociology study that was being done. It was posted in one of the shelters down in North Carolina. I think Curly Maple Gap Shelter was the first place we saw it. It asked the question. The question was, why is it that thru hikers are so nice to each other? And Blaze and Roadrunner and I, we talked about that. We were sitting in the shelter. We talked about it for a little bit and sort of postulated that perhaps the shared experience that we all have is one of the things that develops a special kinship, sort of like the band of brothers kind of an experience. And you just are more friendly with people that have some of those shared experiences. If I were to just mention the word Albert Mountain to anyone else but a thru hiker, you'd have no idea what I'm talking about. But you talk to an AT thru hiker and you mention Albert Mountain, they know instantly what you're talking about. And the trial that was to ascend Albert Mountain there at mile 100 on the trail there in Georgia. Those kinds of things, I think, the camaraderie that develops so quickly surprised me. I love it. The fascination with wildflowers, songbirds, and also the thing that surprised me that I love is the fact that I've lost 20 pounds. I didn't realize that I would do. I knew I'd lose some weight, but man, I'm way down. Feels good. So love that. Also surprised. And those are kind of the main things that come to mind. Excuse me. I suppose there's others as well, but that'll have to do for now. And maybe as I go further up the trail, there'll be other things that I tend to love as well. So just loving the trail, becoming a part of it, part of its history, part of its legacy, and sharing it with other people. That was part of that change that I talked about in response to one of the other questions. So, all right, that's it for the answers to that question for now. All right, Patriarch pushing on. No. You made it. You made it. view of the valley. Almost up to Chestnut Knob Shelter, old renovated fire warden's house.